Hi, welcome to CIT Detectives. My name is Cam. Today, I'm going to be showing you our two sophomores here, Aiden and Zach. They're going to be showing you how they're going to connect 3 routers and configure them together so that they have connectivity.
So, we're going to be using these power cables today, which we plug in right to the power ports. Right on the back of the routers, which we have 3 routers today. That port is right here. We're just going to line it up, plug it in. See the power switch? We're going to turn that on. And we're going to repeat that for the other 2 routers.
Alright, so after you have power to each of these routers, you're going to get 4 crossover cables. And 2 of them are going to enter 2 of the laptops or 2 of your desktops, whichever one you're using. And you're going to plug the first crossover cable to FE01, first router. Plug it in. And you should see green lights right there. Alright. So next, we get your second crossover cable. And you plug in the same port. Put in the same port on FE01, like we did down here. And then, as you can see, we should have lights. We should have the lights on. Next, you're gonna get your 2 other crossover cables. So you're gonna plug this one right into the router. We're gonna plug into FE00. You see there's no lights because it's not plugged in yet to the other. So we're gonna go on the other one as well. We're plugging to FE00. Next we're gonna our last crossover cable. I'm gonna plug it in right to FE01. And then see, we're gonna switch this, plug that to FE01, and plug this one to FE00. There you go. Next up.
Go.
So after you have all the crossover cables plugged into each machine, and each laptop and desktop, you have your console cable. So you want to plug your console cable into the laptop that you're programming with to the router. So as you can see over here, come around here. You're gonna see console. When you see console, you want to plug your console cable in right to here, and so we can program this router now. Done.
So, the next thing you want to use, TerraTime. So it's going to bring you to this little thing, and if you also don't own it, just download it real quick. You can find it on the internet pretty quickly. And it should look like a little, like a computer with the teeth. That should be the look of like the actual logo. And it'll bring you to this. You're going to want to click on Serial, which matches with your serial port that you have in your computer. And then you want to click OK. And you can full screen or keep it windowed. And there you go. So now you're at this part.
Alright guys, so now after you plug in the console cable to your first router, we're gonna open up TerraTime. Remember, if you don't have it, download it. We're gonna go to Serial down below. And we're gonna press OK. We're gonna enter full screen. Press enter. Now it's gonna ask you would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog.
Yes.
No.
No, wait.
No. Now we're just gonna wait.
Takes a second.
Now all this is gonna pop up. We're just gonna wait. Now I can say router down below. We're gonna start with enable config T for config terminal. And now we're gonna do ing FA0/0.
So this is coordinating what port we're actually going to be coding. In this case, we're coding the first port.
So now after we do that, we're gonna press enter. And now it's gonna, as you can see, it says router config, and then the slash, and then IF. And so now we're gonna type in IP address 192.168.zach
0.1.
Then you're gonna type in
Subnet mask, which in this case will be 255.255.255.0.
the rest.
That will never change.
Enter. No shutdown. Enter. Exit. Yo, Zach, why do we do the no shutdown?
The no shutdown part, so the port actually will stay open and you can send data through it without it being shut off. It's like a light switch. When you have it on, you can have the electricity run through. When you turn it off, the light turns off and you can't run electricity through it.
So now, that we finished with that one, with the G, with the FA 0/0, we're going to go into the INTF A 0/1. After you type that, press enter. Then we're going to do the same thing, IP address. What I'm going to do, I'm going to press up arrow, so get
So
back
this
to
time
over
we change it
to 1.1.
to 1.1 instead of 0. It's 1.1.
Press enter, same thing, no shutdown. Exit. Now, Zach, what do we do?
Now we're gonna unplug our console cable and move on to ours. Actually, never mind. We're not doing that just yet. We are going to do a command called router rip, which is our command to actually get one router to be able to communicate with the other.
So after we do the router rip, we're going to do version 2.
This is telling you what version of router rip we're using, because the command has a few different versions.
So now we're going to type in network, and our network, so we're going to do 192.168.0.0, enter. Then we do network, same thing. Then we do same thing right here,
192.0.
but it's going to be 1.0. I'm going to do enter, and press exit. So now we're finished with the first router. So now we're going to go on to the second router. And in the next clip, you'll see us removing the console cable.
And swapping it to the next router.
Alrighty.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, say that console cable that we plugged in for the first router. That's how we program, and we want to plug into the next console port. So there you go. Now we're going to program basically what we just did again, except changing a few things around.
Alright guys, so after we plugged in the console cable to the second router, now we're going to press enter, and you're going to see router right there.
Why is it already in? Oh, yeah.
And so now we're going to do, after we, so I'll just go to the beginning. So just going to say all this, we're going to put enable, config T, and now after we do config T, we're going to do INT, FA 0/0. And now we're going to do the IP address.
We can go 0.
We're going to do the IP address.
Yep.
And we're going to do 192.168.
This is 0. I mean, not 0. Dot 2. Dot 1.
And we'll do
The same
this.
subnet mask. Won't change.
Remember last time? No shutdown. You do no shut for short. I'm going to press exit. Then I'm going to type in the other one, INT. If that comes up, just press enter.
Sometimes it happens.
INT FA 0/1. After that, I'm going to type in IP address 192.168.
1.1 or 1.2. Sorry.
1.2. Yep, 1.2.
And then we want to do 255.255.255.0 again. Gonna reuse that a bunch of times.
Press enter. Remember last time? No shut. And now we press exit. And now, Zach, what do we do now?
Now we want to do router rip, which is our command. And then we want to type in version 2. This is the second version of router rip, like I mentioned in the previous clip. We want to do network. And now we're doing 19.
So now we're going to do
1.168.1.0. And you're like, hey, wait, didn't we already type that? No. We have to type it again because there's overlap between these two routers so they can actually communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
now
so
we're also going to want to type in 2.2.
2.0.
Yes, why not?
Press enter. And so we are now done with the second router. And now we're going to go, in the next clip you'll see us unplugging the console cable to the second router and plugging into the third router. We're back. So after you plug in your console cable to your router 3, we're going to do the same thing as we did last time. Press enter. Can I ask you? Nope. Let's give it a few seconds.
Sometimes it takes, yeah, there you go.
Here it all comes. And then you just press enter at the bottom. And then at the bottom it says router. We're going to press enable. Then we do config T. Then we're going to type in INT FA 0/0. I'm going to do IP address 192.168. Zach, finish it off.
2.2.
Then we're going to do the same thing as we did last time.
Same
255.
subnet mask won't change.
Remember, no shutdown.
So that's port don't shut down. So
After we do the no shutdown, we're going to do the same thing, but change to FA0/1.
to FA0/1, like he said.
Enter. IP address 192.168. Zach, finish.
3.1. Dot new.
And we're going to press. Oh, don't press enter. We're going to do
Yeah,
255.
the subnet mask.
Enter. No shutdown.
They want to do exit.
Press the exit. Stay in config. Now we're going to type in router rip.
And now we want to do version 2. And then we want to do network 1.2.168.2.0.
So on this one, you don't need the 255. You don't need the subnet mask on this one.
You don't need to set that mask on any type of RIP routing. You can use it without it.
So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use, instead of the 2, we're going to use the 3. Press enter. So now we have all the routers configured. And so now we're going to set the IP addresses on both laptops.
And we will cut to that.
So now that we have configured every single router, we're going to go here, go to Ethernet 7. But first we're going to go to network connections. Type it down below. View network connections. Just press double click it.
We already have it pulled up, but
So now after you click it, we're going to go to properties.
yep.
And then we're going to
Internet Protocol version 4. It will say TCP/IPv4 next to it.
double click, then use the following IP address: 192.168.
This one's the third one.
What's that?
This goes to the third router, so we want to use 3.2 in this case.
0.2. Subnet mask, just click
already
it and
filled. And your default gateway is going to be what your router was. So in this case, it's going to be 3.0.
and now you're all set with this one.
That's fine. We had it set up with a different adapter. Just click yes if that pops up. You're good.
Alrighty. So now we're going to go to the second laptop and do the same. So now you're on the second laptop. We're going to do the same thing. Go to View Network Connections. And go to the Ethernet 7 Properties.
Sometimes your Ethernet will say other things than Ethernet 7. If you can't figure out which one it is, just unplug the cable or a dongle and then plug it back in. Whichever one pops up, that's the one you're using.
So now we're going to use the Internet Protocol version 4, the TCP IPv4. We're going to press using the following IP addresses. And so this is the second laptop. You use the IP address
You want to use 0.2.
0.2. Subnet mask should pop up automatically. Now the default getaway
Will be 1.2.168.1 or dot. Wait. Dot 1.
.0.1. Press OK. So now that we programmed and switched both IPs on the laptops and the routers, we're gonna check if there's connectivity. So we're gonna go to CMD, command prompt. We're gonna do ping, and then we're gonna ping one of the machines. So we're currently on this laptop. We're currently on router 3. So we're gonna try to ping to router 1, and that is
Our router 1 will be 0.2. 0.2 is the other computer.
And so now, if you have these things pop up, it's going to say packet sent,
Yeah,
or
our
received,
second
or
computer
lost.
is
That means we have connectivity. So we're going to check the first router.
First router will be 0.1.
And so as you can see, we have connectivity towards those two.
And then 1.1. Just testing all of our networks so I see if their conductivity from those computers.
So we do have connectivity, and we'll try 1.2. As you can see, we do have connectivity through all the routers.
So Well, actually, you have
2.1.
to have all of them to get to the other side.
As you can see, this is
All
good.
routers. We all got conductivity. And you can have the same thing if you follow this step-by-step tutorial.
Now we do 3.1.
So make sure to follow CIT tech tips to get more tech tips like this.
Alright guys, so next
Thank you for watching CIT Tech Tips and making it to the end of our video. If you liked our videos, please like and subscribe. And tell your friends.